Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and image 29, Morn.gif jump scare. So here's the thing, right? I need to go kind of quick, because I said I would talk to a friend in 30 minutes, and that was 20 minutes ago. So, we do a little bit of, eto, bleh. But it's not like a planned thing. It's not like a formal thing. It's not a planned, scheduled event. It was just like, hey, do you want to play a video game? And I was like, yeah, in about 30 minutes. So, it's not like... I think we gotta go jury. I'm feeling the jury run, and I'm feeling medical history jury. I'm feeling that things are gonna heat up here. Bonus damage, medical history. The only problem that I have with this is I didn't put it on all perks, because that would be pretty fun. So, also, you know what's crazy? Is I feel like I'm being pulled in two directions at once, because I'm gonna play some games with the boys, but as I was setting up this recording... Oh, hello, dog. I thought you were hanging out at the, No? Okay. You were hanging out of the window, then you walk all the way over here, and then you're like, hey, can I get up? And then I try to help you up, and then you're like, nah, I'm going back to the window. Okay, I see how it is. Okay. No worries, no worries. But, as I was setting up this recording, I had, I was still logged into Final Fantasy XIV, and what do I see? Gwendolyn Tourmaline moment, and I'm like, surprised, cat Pikachu face. I'm like, what? And it turns out her ass is streaming, like, right now. So, maybe if you're a Tourmaline Andy, you're watching the stream right now. Or maybe if you're watching this video when it uploads, maybe Tourmaline's still streaming. She could be live at this very moment. Isn't that, frightening? She could be inside your walls right now, watching you. Now, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to probably eels. Yeah. So don't worry, I will be playing a video game with the boys like I said I would. Probably like 20 minutes late, but probably like, 20, 30 minutes late as a treat. But I will have to keep an eye on the Tourmaline Hazard show, just to see if she unlocks anything. Because she's got to go through, like, 80 years of story content before she gets to the first dungeon. My dog is looking at me like, how dare you not let me get up on the chair? And it's just like, she wants me to, like, go under the desk and then lift her up instead of just coming over here so I can lift her up and put her on the chair. She's like, no, you come to me. And it's like, no. I am sitting on the chair because, I don't know, I'm in the middle of recording something, I guess. That's probably the best justification that I have. And now she's bored and she's wandering off. She's like, if you won't entertain me, I'll go watch my television, the window. Which is risky for us. The seaside's safe, so we can just investigate this once. This is like a little treat right now. Now, I did just realize something, which is I, A, didn't get the funds, apparently, and I, B, don't have a weapon. Alright, we're just gonna... 8 on the horror meter. I'll lose a run for that. I'll lose a run for that, brother. I mean, if it was a weapon that I could use, sure, but that's not usable. See? This is a workable weapon. You don't really want to make it a workable weapon, because it's, like, kind of bad, but... can we sell the library notes? I'll use them once. Thread of Fate is a pretty good... No, not good, but, like, it's a get, I suppose. Give me the monkey wrench. There we go. Now we have a weapon. Now we're feeling good. Now we're moving lucrative. Now we're schmoving. We're making a lot of these stat checks, by the way. Even though even though our stats are horrible, we're still kind of moving lucrative. We're making a decent EXP right now. I think we'll... This is a dexterity check, though. That's the problem. I mean, we could just sell the handcuffs real quick. A little weird that that one, like, updates mid-thing, so it's like you can still get the -1 fund event even if you start that with 0 funds. Because some of them don't update mid, whatchamacallit, but the ones with money do. It's kind of weird. But we did get ordered because we got Jar of Blood after we had to spend money, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I would rather take stamina at this point. Or maybe we're just based. Maybe we're just built different. I guess we're just gonna pump up strength. Because we're gonna take -3 here, and so that's kind of sketchy. We're going down to 30 horror meter, which is like pretty good, but you wish it was lower. Like, you wish you were at 30 horror meter going into this, and then now you're at like 20, you know? That'd be much better. Now, I do kind of want to get art knowledge, just because it's a good stat that we have, and we've been leveraging perception so far. It's only really good, though, if we're going to the school a lot, which I don't know if we are. Found footage, bulletin, painting. I mean, we should do painting now, probably. Now, listen, we could get owned at any time, because we are on medical history, so we get hit once, we get coughing blood, we're dead. We get another flashbacks, we get a broken bone, we get, I think a bite is dexterity and perception? So, it's like, there's a lot of stuff that could definitely kill us here. And it's a risk that you have to take, because it's like, getting 8 on the horror meter really early, I think is like, you don't want to deal with that. So we're definitely gonna... Like, here's the thing. This, even though that we would rather take stamina, this gives you hasty aid, which is another injury. So we would rather just take the injury immediately and hope that we don't lose the dice roll. Because there's a lot of injuries. There's like 21 injuries in the game. There's only like 3 or 4 that could kill us, which is higher of a chance than I would like. Don't get me wrong. Now, we actually did lose perception, didn't we? Yeah, through hallucinations. That kind of sucks, honestly. If perception was a lighthouse stat, I would probably complain about hallucinations a lot. The only reason I'm complaining about it now is that it literally just doesn't matter, you know? Like, well, okay. The reason why I don't why I don't complain about hallucinations regularly is because perception is not a lighthouse stat, and it's usually something that characters have a lot of. Like, characters usually have a good perception stat, or if they don't, it doesn't matter, because perception is, like, probably one of the one of the worst stats in the game. Just because it's, like, it's only good on Moriko and gun builds, but the best gun in the game is a strength weapon, so that kind of defeats its own purpose, you know what I mean? We can do 3 here, right? It's an 80. The problem is that this misses, we're kind of gonna cry, but, like, I think you just gotta go for it. Because, like, even though it missed, it's like, what would I rather do? Like, we don't have a lot of options here, and we're out of the mystery. Test of will +2 knowledge is pretty good, but this is 8 on the horror meter. And that's the reason why we don't want to get rid of the dexterity thing, right? Is because think of it like this. Actually, it's 4 on the horror meter, never mind. So think of it like this, right? If we get rid of flashbacks, that's 8 on the horror meter, but we could get escapee, and that's 4 on the horror meter, and that gets us our dexterity back. I think I'm gonna be greedy. Here's the thing. If you want to live no matter what, and you think you're gonna inevitably take both escapee and test of will, I think you take escapee here. Because it gets you to where you're not gonna die if you randomly get owned by an injury, which definitely could happen because we're on medical history. And then after that, you can kind of just sort of decide what you're gonna do. Coma, bulletin footage. I mean, I guess we can do bulletin now. We've been very lucky that Animated Head was our first fight, because Animated Head was very easy. We want to get into easy fights, because that was an easy fight that we had a really good chance of killing on round 1. We didn't kill on round 1, so that's bad RNG, but it's like, I'm still not going to complain about that. So second enemy Gigolo. See, this is a nightmare. Actually, no, it's not. Hold on. It's completely fine. Can we get a decent block here? Kinda. There's no point in boosting twice because it's 90%. Tiny cuts doesn't matter. So I think we can do this, and it's guaranteed to work because we prepped. We didn't prep, we prepared. Wait. No, it's boost and prepare. So prep, prepare, guaranteed, boost 10%. Well, plus 10 accuracy, which we don't need to go over this. It doesn't matter. Hospital is doomed. That's kind of interesting. Do we have, we do not have roads closed. I was almost tempted to move it over to the forest just so the forest is safe. That's a fantastic event to get. Thank you, Father Yasugi. We love Father Yasugi, chat, we do. Now, Bark Woman is the kind of fight that you're a little bit nervous about, because she's got decent health and all that stuff. So, I mean, 70% chance, like... Well, we can actually make that a 90% chance. Well, now it doesn't matter. Because originally what I wanted to do... That should hit, because that's a... Yeah. So we've got plus... So this is guaranteed to hit. And then this will hit. Is that correct? Because we... Yeah, this should work. Apparently, the game is lying to me. Because you can... Is it just prepares? Or does that feature of the game just not work? Okay? Like, I'm on the warpath right now. Because the game, okay, it's for prepping. But if prepping works, your next attack is guaranteed to hit. Your next attack... Did we have a 60% chance to hit, or whatchamacallit? Oh, I'm dumb, I put it back on the school. Does it have a 60% chance to hit, or does it have a 70% chance to hit? Because you would think that if the game is like, hey, if you do this, then you are going to, like, that, the effects are gonna carry over to the next combat, you know? Then hypothetically speaking, the rare invisible jury? Yo, that's crazy. Then hypothetically speaking, I don't like doing that, by the way, but it is what it is. It would work for boosts too, because why would it just work for preps? Because there's an achievement for prepping for your next attack. Does that work? Does that not work? Is it just preps? Is it not boosts? Do they not have the exact same wording? Get me into another combat, brother. Get me into another combat, sister. I'm going on the goddamn warpath. I gotta know. I gotta know. Like, I almost went into combat there because I want to fight something. What the hell? Test of Will is something that's really good, and I think we're gonna... I think we're gonna doom out soon. And by doom out, I mean horror out soon, so I would rather just get, like, this up to 8. Actually, we're probably gonna level up one more time, so that might have been a misplay there. We're definitely gonna level up one more time. Coma and footage. It's still on the hospital, right? So... I actually don't know which mystery is shorter. So, I guess we can just do, since we don't have roads closed, we should... They slightly changed the layout of where the mute toggle is, I think. And so I was, like, desperately looking for the mute toggle because I was about to sneeze. I don't know if you heard the beginning of that sneeze there. Me and I'm sneezing Ritsu. Now, that does mean we have to move the whatchamacallit over a couple more times. When originally, if we did that, we would just have to... Oh, it's over. That's crazy. You get Vital Clued. Me and Vital Clued Ritsu. We still might level up. This is a good fight to get, I think. Hell yeah, look at that. Oh, I forgot to check the wording. My sneeze made me forget all of the crazy shit that just happened. I think the mansion is like a high threat level, so I think we'll just kind of chill, you know? I think with 6 sanity, even with that bad case scenario of immediately getting -2, immediately getting cadavered. Hey, when's the last time I said that, huh? Wow, historians? I haven't said cadavered in a while, have I? I think that even with that worst case scenario of immediately getting cadavered, I think we're still fine. Alright, so we did level up one more time. You gotta put a point in the knowledge. You gotta put your point in knowledge. Easy, easy. And I think we have a hospital mystery left. So I think you take Outdoorsman, which is really, really weird. Let me explain. Because there's a lot of luck checks in the hospital, like the elevator, which I guess we already passed that, and that's a threshold, so if we got it again, we would be guaranteed to pass it again, but whatever. Get me into another fight. Get me into another fight. Torn muscle sucks, but we won't have to worry about the doom in a moment, so... me and... Money Rutsu. And then I'm just gonna sell this. We could throw it at something, but it's whatever. You're gonna get caught, Jury. Oh no, in the flash of the Athutu flame, Jury has been replaced by the horror. Oh, spooky. This sucks, by the way. Okay. So, next attack is guaranteed to hit. Your next attack has an additional 10% chance to hit. This effect stacks. So, nothing about this says this turn, and nothing about this says this turn or next turn, right? This is generic wording that says next attack is guaranteed to hit, and then your next attack is an additional 10% chance. I'm pretty sure it was a 70% chance. So 3 of those should have meant that it was guaranteed to hit. So I don't really know what oh, we're gonna die. I'm glad I was paying attention, but I really wasn't, because I'm mad still. If we throw the flashlight, we can get out of this without getting hit, but no, I don't, here's the thing. We'll be able to rest a couple times, because we're doing really well on Doom, right? So, I think the correct play is to brace. I mean, you could go down whatever line of logic you want, right? Like, you want to preserve your health, and so you throw the flashlight and then you rest a bunch, or you got hit, so you have to rest a bunch. You know what I mean? We're just succeeding every single check. That's kind of crazy, honestly. Whoops. Oh no, that's Doom. Sorry. I thought we were about to die. I mean, we could still die. It was really unlucky, by the way. Like, horribly unlucky. That was probably one of the worst freaky features I've ever had in my life. But, I mean, you're looking at something like this, and you're not too worried about it, honestly. But what we want to do, we didn't take the painkillers yet, so we can just go here, sell the painkillers, and then get torn muscle taken care of ASAP. Flashbacks is a curse. I'm just looking at what we've got here. Yeah, I don't really care about Indomitable Cut at all. It really is a shame that we got... Oh, this starts with a school investigation? I'm goated? I was thinking we were gonna have to switch it up like a couple times, but no. Maybe I'm just kind of based. Maybe I'm just kind of different with it. Because now we're gonna have to... Ooh, the rare jury with the rare horror with Ritual Robe. Now we move it over. We can leave it there for the whole run. Maybe I am moving lucrative, man. It's kind of crazy. Alright, well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Because I was gonna rest multiple times, but now I'm just gonna rest once. Now, what we can do, if we're feeling kind of crazy, alright? This doesn't really work. We can block. And it doesn't matter if she heals or not, because we're doing a shit ton of damage. Like, oh no, anyways. But alright, let's go to the monument a couple times, and this determines how many times we can rest. Because we can go back and forth. We want it to be stamina, or money. Alright, so we can sell the box cutter, and we can sell the bandage. And that feels pretty good, honestly. We could take Jar of Blood any day of the week. I don't want to take it, like, near the end of the mystery, but if we got it anytime soon, that's fine. Honestly, this area... Yeah, sure. Yeah, I had to remember if this area was, like, high threat level or not, but even if it was, we'd still get +1, which is worth it. Now, that's a high threat level area, so... Fun fact, if you were on Eldritch Parasite, that would hurt you. Because... And it was a high threat level, right? Because the penalty is increased for... It's a little bit weird, but basically, you would get -1 because the penalty is increased, but since you don't get any healing from it because the parasite stirs, you would take 1 damage, because this game is weird. Okay. Look at that, and we're not gonna do trivia, because again, I'm keeping people waiting. And also, I want to watch the Tourmaline stream. So... You know, there you go. Chat, is this real? Real. Now, I didn't look at the lighthouse, and I'm going to tell you something, it doesn't matter. Because we have the most damage that the lighthouse can do to you is 10 doom, -9 stamina, and -5 reason. Now, that is not counting the curse Innsmasu look, which is, you know, Innsmouth look, because you take random damage when you're investigating the seaside. So obviously with Innsmouth look, it's like, you know, the sky's the limit, but we don't have Innsmouth look. So, it doesn't matter. We're fine. And also, the most damage that this can do to us, it was... Gigolo? So it literally doesn't matter. Like, we could get all these wrong, but the thing is we're not getting all of them wrong. Because if you look at our stats, we've got strength and knowledge at 8, so the most stamina damage we could take is 3. And the most swollen joint, huh? I mean, it doesn't matter, but... And then, since we have a flashlight, the most damage it could do is still 5 because we could misclick. But in this case, because we clicked correctly, it would be 2. A Super Mario Maker 2, even. So there we go. Your daily World of Horror. And the thing is, I feel kind of psycho because I recorded some variety and I just haven't uploaded it yet. Because normally, I would record the variety and then upload it like a day or 2 later. But I've recorded some variety and I've been sitting on it for a couple of days, which is quite devious. Except for the Night's Try, that got uploaded like immediately. But anyways, there will be variety in the future, probably at the beginning of September. And then, you know, World of Horrors as well. They exist. Thanks for watching. Bye. Stay safe out there.